The Hong Kong Fire Services was established in 1868 and for the past 125 years has upheld its charter of serving the public and saving lives in the event of an emergency. Its duties not only include fighting fires and safeguarding the lives and property of Hong Kong citizens should any calamity occur, it also educates the public about fire protection. In addition, it provides an ambulance service. Whenever an emergency call is received at a fire station or ambulance depot, the response has to be within 1 minute. There are 6 commands in the Hong Kong Fire Services: 3 operational commands, an ambulance command, a fire protection bureau, and a headquarters command. Of the 3 operational commands, the Hong Kong Command is responsible for Hong Kong Island and all offshore islands and marine districts. The Kowloon Command is responsible for the Kowloon Peninsula, and the New Territories Command for the remainder. Within the 3 operational commands, there are more than 60 fire stations which utilize over 680 fire appliances. Within Hong Kong's harbour are 6 fireboats to protect the safety of vessels. The Hong Kong Fire Services is also responsible for all emergency rescues within the Marine District, and all underwater rescue is undertaken by the Fire Services diving team. All firemen do daily exercise to maintain physical fitness and have to undergo periodic physical fitness assessments. In addition, all officers receive regular scheduled drills and training sessions in order to keep up with ever-progressing techniques and equipment. The Ambulance Command's depots are located in densely populated areas throughout Hong Kong, Kowloon and the New Territories. There are over 250 ambulances and 15 ambulance aid motorcycles, which enable fast and easy access to accidents during times of heavy traffic. All members of the ambulance service receive a high standard of first aid training. Some of them receive paramedic training. The internal management of the Hong Kong Fire Services comes under the Headquarters Management Group. To maintain efficiency, personal computers are widely used. The Fire Services Communication Centre is a fully computerized operation for the accurate and efficient dispatch of fire appliances and ambulances. The Fire Protection Bureau is responsible for all fire prevention matters and informs the public directly and through the media. Under the Fire Protection Bureau, the New Projects Division has the responsibility of checking and approving all new building plans to ensure that all fire service installations are up to standard. The Dangerous Goods Vehicles section is responsible for the licensing of all dangerous goods vehicles. The Hospital and Publicity section is responsible for giving fire prevention talks and lectures in order to promote fire prevention knowledge. Officers conduct regular checks of Hong Kong's hospitals. The Fire Service Installations Division is responsible for the final inspection of fire service installations in new buildings prior to occupation. Officers of the Ventilation Division are frequently sent out to inspect public places such as restaurants and cinemas and so on, to ensure that their ventilation systems function properly according to fire service requirements. The inspection of restaurants and other food premises, together with the issue of dangerous goods store licenses, is handled by the various regional offices. Despite ongoing efforts to educate the general public on fire prevention, the percentage of domestic fires is still high and accounts for approximately 70% of the total number of fires in buildings. The majority of domestic fires could be prevented if enough effort was put into fire prevention. In the main, the cause of most domestic fires is negligence. Over the past decade, the government has warned the public through the media that smoking is hazardous to health. It causes cancer and heart disease, but that's not the whole picture. Carelessly discarded cigarette ends have been responsible for great loss of life. 31% of all domestic fires are caused by improper disposal of cigarette ends. In order to safeguard lives and property, it's essential to properly dispose of cigarette ends. Cigarettes should be stubbed out after smoking and placed in a suitable ashtray. This is a fire which occurred at Homantin Estate on the 11th of January 1991. 4 children were burnt to death in this incident when they were left alone at home by their parents. It's very important to teach children about fire safety in the home and warn them not to play with matches or lighters. Fires often occur when a lit cooking stove is knocked over. Some housewives go out to the shops leaving something cooking on the stove, thinking that nothing will happen as long as they're only gone for a short while. Never leave your cooking stove unattended. Is your gas cooker checked regularly? If you suspect a gas leak, you should call a qualified technician to take a look at it. Regularly inspect the rubber hose on your town gas or LPG cooker. If you find a crack in the hose, turn the gas off at the supply valve and call a qualified gas appliances technician to replace it. If you suspect a gas leak in your home, you should shut off the main gas supply valve, extinguish all naked flames, and open all the doors and windows to ventilate the premises. Do not turn off or on any electrical switches or appliances, as if there is gas present, sparking could cause an explosion. Liquid petroleum gas and kerosene are common types of cooking fuel. Remember to turn off the stove before refilling, and make sure there are no holes in the siphon. Don't store excess quantities of fuel at home. Fuel should be stored somewhere with good ventilation and away from naked flames and sources of heat. Kerosene should be kept in a leak-proof metal container. During certain festivals, the burning of joss sticks and paper is common practice in the worship of ancestors. A proper metal container should be used to hold the joss paper and joss sticks while burning them, but most importantly, make sure that everything is extinguished before you leave. The overloading of electrical wiring and short-circuiting due to lack of proper maintenance are the main causes of electrical fires. For safety in the home, all electrical installation or repair work should be carried out by a qualified electrician. Always switch off the power supply of any electrical appliance after use, and remember to switch off any unnecessary appliances or equipment before leaving home. Means of escape from a building, such as corridors, staircases, and exits, must be kept clear of obstructions. Smoke lobby doors are installed on each staircase landing of a building. Their main purpose is to prevent smoke or toxic gases getting into the staircase in the event of fire. In fact, toxic gas in dense smoke constitutes the greatest danger. The majorities of fatalities in a fire are caused by the inhalation of large quantities of smoke. So make sure that smoke lobby doors are kept closed at all times and are free of obstructions. Don't lock or padlock any smoke lobby doors or any exit doors which are escape routes. Besides paying attention to home safety, you should also know about fire service installations in a building, because these installations can be used to put out fires and warn your neighbors. Fire hydrants on staircase landings are for firemen to use in case of emergency. You should not attempt to take water from these hydrants. Hose reels in the corridors and on the staircases are installed for use by the occupants to extinguish a fire if it is safe to do so. The hoses should not be used for washing floors or any other purposes. In the vicinity of the hose reel, there's usually a manual fire alarm installed. In the event of fire, break the glass and sound the alarm to warn other occupants to get out of the building. Portable fire extinguishers can be used to tackle small fires. There are 4 types of fire extinguisher commonly in use. They are the water type, the carbon dioxide gas type, the dry powder type, and the foam type. The water type extinguisher is for use on ordinary combustible materials such as paper, wood, plastic, cloth, and so on. The carbon dioxide or CO2 gas type extinguisher is for use on electrical fires and those involving flammable liquids such as gasoline, grease, oil, paint, and so on. The dry powder type extinguisher is for use on electrical fires and fires involving flammable liquids. The foam type extinguisher is for use on fires involving flammable liquids. Operating instructions are clearly written on the cylinder. Remember to call the fire services before you try to put the fire out with either the hose reel or a fire extinguisher. They'll be able to assess the situation properly and take over from you should the fire get out of hand. In the event of fire, keep calm. Use a hard object such as a high-heel shoe to break the glass and set off the alarm to alert your neighbors that there's a fire. If you're in danger, don't try to tackle the fire by yourself. Close the door and go down the staircase and get out of the building. As soon as you get to street level, find a phone and dial 999. Giving the precise address of the incident. As well, give the operator the number of the phone you're calling from. Stay calm in a safe place until the arrival of the fire appliances and ambulances. With the concepts of home safety and a working knowledge of fire prevention methods, we'll achieve the ideal of a safe, harmonious, and peaceful community. For a long and happy life, always take care of safety in the home. If you have any questions about fire prevention, the hotline number is 2723-8787. Members of the Fire Protection Bureau are on hand to answer your queries 24 hours a day. Together, we'll make Hong Kong a safer place.